Well, look what we have here. It looks like the VA train Ratalius came out with a new video called The Real Warframe Tier List. Now, I'll have this video in the description of my video if you want to watch it. Basically, he goes over and gives his quick thoughts on if Warframe's God tier, nice middle ground. Please rework me, base Pablo God, or put me down like Zephyr Deluxe raids, etc. etc. All right. Now, I'm actually going to go ahead and make my own tier list based on the Warframes that we have here. Okay, it shows the regular Warframe. We're going based off of the abilities and loadout, not like Prime and shit. Okay, that doesn't make sense. Or Umbra. It doesn't look like Umbra's on even in this list here, so it won't matter. So I have top tier, nice, the middle, rework needed, and off to the Space Bender. Off to the Space Blender. Okay, so the goal here is based on the Warframe's total kit. Okay, if it really isn't used much, if people don't use them because the Warframe's shit, then it'll probably be underneath rework needed or off to the Space Blender. If everybody uses it and it's one of the best frames that you could possibly play, and you could bring on like any mission and still kill up to super high levels, no problem, probably in top tier. Okay, so that's kind of what we're working with. So let's go ahead and look at Ash. Okay, so Ash, he's got the Seeking Shuriken, it can strip armor, it can teleport, it's got a little bit of mobility, he can go invisible, and he can do his like finisher damage with his fourth ability. Well, since he got reworked, okay, like it's not auto pressing and it requires a little bit more work. I haven't seen a lot of Ash players around recently, even though they give them out for free. Literally give them out for free. You can get it in the Discord bundle for free. You could get it during the prime time or the dev stream for free, and yet you barely see any Ashes. I'm gonna put them underneath nice. Okay. Next is gonna be Atlas. Punchy boy, wall boy, freezy boy, or gaze boy. He gets a little bit of extra loot, but once again, you don't see that many Atlases, and he could summon Boulder Mend. But there's other frames that literally can do all his shit but better. I'm going to put him in the middle, okay? I wouldn't say he necessarily needs a rework. I think his kit is fine. Like, if I think of Atlas, I don't think he needs a rework. He's just going to always be kind of in the middle, even though he does a good amount of damage, okay, with his fists. But moving on. Banshee. Oh my god, back in the day, Banshee used to be lit. And then, then her fourth ability, Soundquake, took a nerf, okay? She's not top tier anymore. Okay, I'm gonna put her in nice. Next is gonna be Baruch. Holy shit, I hate this Warframe. Okay, I don't even want to go over that one. That's off to the Space Blender. I'll go over real quick. Literally, you stand still. You go AFK in a game where you're actively having input. Okay, you literally stand still to build up most of your abilities and go AFK. It's maybe good if you are a support like character, but I hate the playstyle. It's garbage. All right, next is Chroma, top tier. I don't even need to explain Chroma. Okay, done. Next is gonna be Ember. Now I remember Ratalius's. I think it was underneath like it needed a rework or off to the Space Blender. To be honest, Ember's not that bad. Okay, you can literally, if you're using heat damage, you can scale up pretty well, and it's not infinite scaling. A lot of people misread Ember as, World on Fire only. She's got Accelerant. She can be a support. You could buff your teammates twice with her augments. It's not that bad if you know how to play her. In fact, I would put her in nice category. Not quite top tier, but more of a nice. Okay. Next is going to be Equinox. Equinox has infinite scaling. Equinox has duality. Equinox could put everybody to sleep. You could also give your teammates buffs and heal them. Equinox is great. It's got 7 abilities that you can use. That's great. I wish they did this more often instead of like the cycling thing, but I really love Equinox. It's great. Next is going to be Excalibur. Every noob starts with Excalibur. Okay. Almost every noob. He used to be super hard to get because it was locked behind the ambulance fight, and then they made it easier recently. It's not really that hard. You can also get it from, like, Conclave, but PvP in 2019, Omega lol. Nah, I'm good. I'll pass on that. So we're going to go ahead and put Excalibur probably in the nice category, I'd say, with the Radial Blind and the before spam. Frost. Oh, man, I love Frost. Frost is great. Frost is top tier with the 100% armor stripping. If you get your power strength up enough, the crowd control techniques, you can bring him on anything, and he just owns. You know, that's just how it is. Gara. Oh no, hold on. Let's move Gara here. All right, so Gara. Gara has infinite scaling too. You can literally run around and you can mow things down, especially in arbitrations too. If you get the 300% power strength, you literally could just spam your abilities over and over again. Granted, if you do fall off a ledge, you're fucked. All right, but Gara's good. Gara's like a Frost, except she can actually do significant amounts of damage. Frost can do damage too and strip armor and stuff like that, but so can Gara. Okay, Gara can do that too, and can get her damage up to insane amounts. Plus, she could have a stat stick for her first ability. All right, next is Garuda. I've been recently playing a little bit more Garuda and experimenting with it. I don't really know how I feel about Garuda. I feel like it's more of a niche build setup. I wouldn't put her in top tier. And I don't think she needs a rework. I think she's got good synergy with her abilities. I'm going to put her underneath nice. Harrow. Oh, man. Harrow is great. Harrow can give energy. Harrow can heal the team. Harrow can make the team invulnerable. Harrow can give the team crit and immunity. Harrow can crowd control the enemies, give himself overshield. Harrow's lit. All right. It doesn't. Whenever I look at Harrow, I looked at his abilities. I'm like, why don't I just play this all the time? For at least solo content. Next is Hydroid. Hydroid used to be a great looter, okay, especially with Pilfering Swarm scaling with power strength back in like 2016 and below. And then Equinox came out and fucked it up for everybody because you made it everything drop 4 mods a piece for like a weekend, and then they had to fix that as soon as possible. We're gonna go ahead and put Hydroid in the middle for now, okay. He doesn't really need a rework. I think his time's done. Even though they're coming out with Tenogen for him in 2019, I don't know why. In Naros, he's very tanky. I see him a lot in Profit Taker missions for kids who don't know how to play because you're supposed to bring Chroma, because Chroma does stupid damage. And he's okay. You could heal a lot. It's focused around tanking and healing and crowd control. You can also make enemies open up to finishers, and you could basically be immortal with his second ability. I wouldn't put him in God tier just because of his survivability and crowd control, but I'll put him in nice. Next is going to be Ivara. Holy shit, does Ivara do a shit ton of damage with Navigator, especially with a Zenistar or like a Glaive. In fact, Ivara could take down Eidolons. There are niche groups where instead of a Chroma, you have an Ivara. Ivara can also make the team immune to abilities and effects and status effects. Okay. With the first ability with I think it was the quiver, the empowered quiver. Yeah, that's what it's called. Vara's going to be top tier, especially also with hunting. Korra. Now, Hydroid may have lost his touch, but with the new Pilfering Swarm augmentation for Korra, she's actually usable now as a farming frame. Okay, and her first ability scales up pretty good. I'd put her probably in the nice category, not quite top tier. Okay, but we're gonna put her in nice. Okay, she also comes with Venaria companion. It's very nice. Limbo. Holy shit, do I hate Limbo. If you're in a mission with me, okay, and you say, what Warframe can I bring? Can I bring Limbo? I will tell you to go fuck yourself, generally, okay? But he's been a little bit more tolerable recently. I just got a lot of PTSD from Limbo, okay, but we're going to be fair with him. I think he needs a rework. I don't really like his abilities. Cataclysm is kind of iconic. I don't think that needs to be touched. And I think the other 2 or 3 abilities need to be worked on a little bit. It seems like he's more focused on the Void and the Rift and all that and stuff like that. But I feel like there could be something else there that gives him a little bit more oomph to the Warframe. Good crowd control, but nothing much. We're going to go ahead and put him in rework. Loki. Loki disarm, Loki invisibility. He's got good crowd control. He's a good troll frame too. I don't think he needs to be reworked at all. So it's not going to be these two. Got the invisibility that Ivara does. In fact, it's more like Ivara has the ability that Loki does. Yet Loki, you don't see that often besides spy missions. Even though, literally, as Atlas, I walk through the lasers. Until raids come back, I think that Loki's going to fall underneath the nice category. Next is Mag. Holy shit, Mag has so much controversy. It's just all over the place. The armor strip now, the crowd control, you know, stuff like that. You know, used to be able to suck up loot for the entire team, and it used to be crazy. It got a rework like a year ago. It still needs a rework. It'll always need a rework. Mag is always one of those frames. Next is going to be Mesa. Holy shit, Mesa is awesome. Mesa used to have supreme aimbot. Would be able to just... You used to just left click and everything would die. I remember when I came back to the game after like a break, when I was like MR3 or 5 or something, and Mesa got released, like just came out, or Hydroid just came out, and I saw Mesa and was just on a box, just aimbot things. That was crazy experience back then. I was like, holy shit, you could hack in this game? Nah, but Mesa's S tier, or top tier for sure. Great Warframe, great damage output, good survivability, you know, Peacemakers is great and balanced. I say that with a little bit of irony, but yeah, definitely top tier. Mirage, ooh, Mirage is great. Damage reduction, more spamming bullets, you know. She did get reworked, and, you know, sometimes you can't really shoot every single projectile due to how it functions, but it's still a great Warframe. Would I put it in top tier? I mean, mainly her disco ball got nerfed to where it can't go through walls anymore, but most frames did. Crowd control is minute nowadays. You don't see a lot of Mirages with range builds, but mainly more on focusing on selfish. I'm going to put Mirage in nice. Necros, as, you know, the train said, Retalius, you know, the Vauban King. Loot is king in this game. It's very important. Okay, Necros, you go farming. That's him. Range, health, despoil. That's it. You gotta bring Necros. I agree with him on that. Nezha, ooh, Nezha's nice now. Nezha's nice. A little bit crowd control, pretty tanky. Mobility, he's good. He's real good. Scaling wise, the only thing that scales up mainly is his warding halo. But other than that, not much. I wouldn't put him in top tier. I'll put him in nice tier. Nidus. Oh, man, that's got to go top tier. When you get up to Nidus, at that point, when you get him up to 100 stacks and you're stomping no matter what build you got, you feel like a god, okay? You literally can die 5 times. Did I do the math right? 100 divided by 15? Is that 5? It might be 6. You can literally die 6 times before you actually die. And during that time, you could still be building up more stacks. It's crazy. Crowd control, it's nice. You could buff your teammate with stupid fucking damage. Hella nice. That's just how it is. Nidus is great. I don't think I've done a Nidus build yet on my channel. I might do that at some point. Next is Nova. Nova used to be good. They haven't really touched her at all. Got some damage reduction in there. The ball does like 600,000 damage radiation. It's okay. Good, decent AoE. You can teleport, control your team. You know, good mobility. So I'll tell you this, that in terms of tiers for movement, Nova's going to be the best if you're like an Asian or something. Okay. But I don't have that kind of coordination. But definitely going to probably be in the nice category. Nyx. Ooh, Nyx just got reworked, but I don't like it. I actually don't. I don't think she needs to be touched again. I think that, like, in terms of Nyx, there's always a frame that's better at everything she does. Mind controlling an enemy? I mean, shit, you got plenty of frames who do that, including Revenant. We'll get to that. You can radiate targets. I mean, you got Loki. Okay. You can make yourself invulnerable and tank damage. I mean, there's plenty of frames that do that. Your third ability, make everything kind of still radiant and sort of mind controlled, where they all become like a neutral faction. That's what radiation is. You literally just put on any weapon for that. But yeah, Nyx does it need a rework? No, it's just in the middle. It's kind of meh. Almost every frame that does the same abilities does them better in some way. It's kind of like a balancing. I used to bring Nyx on raids because I could take over multiple roles. Next is Oberon. Oh man, a lot of people forget this boy, about how he works. He can heal. He can make things radiant. He can give people armor. shit, if you have an augment, you can buff the team radiation damage. I don't see why people, like, if you're struggling to deal damage to Eidolons, you know, Volt is a good option, but you also have like Ember and Oberon, but you want to mainly bring like Oberon because of the status immunity. Very important. I'm gonna put Oberon on nice. Next is going to be Octavia. Octavia's going right into top tier. With infinite scaling, buffing the team, and being able to crowd control units, there's almost nothing that beats Octavia in terms of DPS. It's absolutely insane. You literally can get away by spamming 1, 2, 3, 4 in the mission and be fine. Energy-wise, you're fucked if you don't have a Trinity. But yeah, Octavia's great. I highly recommend it if you want to play support that you want to be useful. Not saying that some frames aren't useful, but hey, I mean, there's a reason why. Okay, Revenant. Oh, man. Revenant needs some help. Yeah, he could take on every faction with ease, but they reworked him like as soon as he came out. Dancing Makrabe is a 20 energy drain a second at base. That is dumb. New players literally can't get behind him at all. You need the mods in order to make him playable. I was playing around with some builds, you know, trying to make him like endgame worthy. I found almost nothing. Okay, like if you're gonna stand still and spin around, you might as well be Mesa. It's top tier. Revenant needs a rework. They're coming out with a deluxe skin for Revenant too. It doesn't look that good, in my opinion. Next is Rhino. Rhino, I mean, it's okay. Survivability. Buff the team damage, crowd control a little bit, charge. He's okay, but not nice. Gonna be going under the middle. A lot of noobs play him, for sure. That's because he's one of the first frames that you get. Next is gonna be Saren. Saren's going right in the top tier. Viral damage, cut everybody's health in half. Strip every single armor. Give your weapon literally toxin damage, and you're just dumb. ESO. Anything survival. In fact, Saren's sometimes quoted as too good for survival because you're killing the enemies so far away that you don't even pick up the life support. It's insane. Insane. Titania is next. I didn't agree with Retalius in his video for sure with Titania. I think Titania's awesome. Would I put it in a top tier? No. But for everything else, you're doing an insane amount of damage if you build it properly. You can make yourself immune to status effects. You fly, giving you a 3D view of the playing field, and you can actually get into position into a spot to where you're able to own the enemy from any point in the map that you want to engage in, especially for open world. Titania is going to go underneath top tier, in fact. The buffs are nice. You can buff the team, make them immune to status effects. In fact, you could actually kind of replace a Harrow with a Titania in Eidolon fights if you just, you know, play a little bit more with like a support build more than like a selfish build. Like, you could play as Titania. You won't get the immunity and the extra crits or anything, or you won't get the immunity to the damage, but you'll get the immunity to status effects. Like, the same thing like if you bring Navara. But yeah, it's an alternative. In fact, you probably bring Titania over a Chroma, maybe. Maybe. I say maybe. Next is Trinity. Trinity is great. Top tier. S. In fact, I'm looking for a Trinity, so single ladies, hit me up, even though 99.9% of my channel who watches me is male. Single ladies, hit me up. I need a new Trinity. Next is Valkyr. Valkyr needs to be reworked. 100%. I don't like Valkyr. Ripline, you control your friends with it. You could zip around like Spider-Man. Spider-Woman. You could roar, but I think the roar needs to get reworked, if anything, for the Warcry. Being able to recast that, I think that's really important, instead of just like a fixed number. The paralyzation thing could also be reworked. I don't like how it takes away from your shields. It's kind of stupid. In fact, like, you can probably change that to a totally different ability. I don't think anybody would care or even notice. Or maybe when you go into her fourth ability, which is Hysteria, you get a whole different set of abilities. That would be cool. But I'm not Pablo. Pablo, that's up to you. Vauban. Oh, man. It's not off to the blender. Yes, it is. Yes, it is for sure. It's off to the blender. Vauban needs needs to be chopped up, dissected, and pasted back together with the utmost care, okay? Because if you do it wrong, you're going to get bitched at again for who knows how many months. Vauban was okay during raids, right? And then it took raids away. Now what do you play Vauban with? Interception or defense? Maybe. But there's so many more Warframes out now that are going to be better. And then Wisps is coming out too, which is going to change the interception meta. Maybe, if it's, the stats are there, but we'll see. But yeah, Vauban needs to definitely be off to the blender. Volt, speedy boy. He's really good for finishing missions fast. Good crowd control. Eidolons. Not quite top tier, though. That's going to fall underneath the nice category. Off to the blender with Wukong, man. Wukong, literally, Ritali said it there. Wukong is only out because of China. Literally. We wouldn't have even cared about Excalibur Umbra if China didn't exist. Okay. For the Chinese Warframe. Wukong, I don't think anything happened with Wukong. Wukong's garbage. If you think about it, what he's got going on for him other than literally dying. Okay, literally dying, what has Wukong got for him? Absolutely nothing. You can maybe play around with his augment and let him jump up and deal more damage. Literally nothing. Finally, Zephyr, off to the Space Splendor with you. Zephyr's trash. Holy shit. Okay, Zephyr got a rework like over a year ago. Didn't change my viewpoint at all. I've always disliked Zephyr's kit. It's got some of the best health and shields in a game, but it's squishy. So it doesn't really do much in having those health and shields. Got a little bit of armor from the Prime version, but it doesn't really matter. The one is now like a couple abilities in one. You're able to go any direction, look at the ground, hold it up to become a turret, but then you're standing still, or hovering still. That's just how it do. Second ability, you shoot out a little air burst, crowd controls all the enemies. We don't, like most of the time, people don't even want to knock down the enemies, they just want to kill them. If you knock down the enemies, you can't really hit their head that well. Third ability, blocks all incoming projectiles. Crowd control effects still affect Zephyr. And then the fourth ability is random tornadoes. They fly around. They do whatever they want. You can't even direct them. It would be cool if you were able to summon one super tornado, like Inaros, or an augment for super tornadoes, but instead they have an augment which gives you a bunch of mini tornadoes, which literally makes no sense to me. But yeah, this is Nickstarship's tier list, okay? If you don't like or don't agree with what I did here, let me know in the comment section, okay? I want to hear your input, give me some feedback on what you really think. You could also talk to me on Discord. It's going to be in the description. Twitch.tv/Nickstarship. You can subscribe to me here for put notifications on for more videos as well. And thank you guys for watching the video. Hopefully you learned something and you don't take it with a grain of salt. But, I will hopefully be ready for the event coming out next week on Warframe. I will be putting out as much videos as I can during that event, showing off all the new content. Expect at least 5 videos next week if they release on time. If they don't release on time, shit, I'll do what I can. Okay, but we'll see you then. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you later. Later.